I don't really know how to start this video, but you probably saw trauma and past pain, so it probably made you click on it. And I just want to give you a warning. This is going to be a very emotional video. You're going to have to dig up lots of past experiences that were quite negative towards you. You're going to have to question yourself a lot, make lots of notes, and actually write lots of stuff down and do some learning. It's not one of those really sexy videos where I give you 5 tips to become more charismatic and I tell you to roll your shoulders back. It's a very deep, informative video, so let's get into it. Okay, first of all, we're going to cover trauma and past pain. And all of us have had these negative experiences in life. Something bad has happened that has shaped our reality now. So it's like our past experiences has affected how we act today. So when I was 15 or 16, I was sat at the back of the science class. This was in secondary school. We were doing like practical experiments, and I had a couple friends at the time, but they started to call me names as they usually did. They just liked to take the mick out of me slightly because they knew I reacted annoyingly. I always reacted. I always fed the fire. They started to call me these names, and it wasn't that like bad names, but it was really, really annoyed me. So then I started to I kind of burst out. I kind of burst into tears, and then I started punching my face like really hard, like punching my face. I was doing that for about 5 seconds, and they kind of went silent and like stared at me. A couple of them asked if I was all right after. Obviously I said, yeah, I'm fine. I didn't even want the teacher to know. The teacher didn't even find out. I just buried my head in my hands and said, yeah, I'm fine. But deep down, I felt terrible. And then later that day, a girl from the class texted me. She was saying, are you okay? I saw what happened. Is everything all good? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's all fine. Thanks for asking. No. But nothing was fine, bro. I felt terrible. I felt horrible. I felt disgusting. And throughout that time in secondary school, I had a couple of friends. I had like a social circle, but I always felt powerless in lots of situations. So say when people were taking the mick out of each other, and then it came to me, they were taking the mick out of me. I didn't know what to say. I kind of either just lashed out by like kicking them in anger or like hitting them, or I just bury myself into my body, not say anything, and just slowly watch my eyes well up. Slowly watch my eyes well up in tears as I just had to take the stick that they were giving me. And this kind of shaped the way I acted in the later years. So say when it was summer holidays in secondary school, like this was when I was 16, summer holidays, I met up with some people, but I was by myself, bro. I was very not lonely, I was very scared to go out in social situations. I went to a festival and stuff. I saw some people, but I didn't want to go out in social situations because I didn't really feel confident. I feel like that past experience of me punching myself in the head was it kind of made me more insecure and less confident. I found it difficult to socialize with new people or even meet up with existing friends. So what I did the other day, I think it was a week ago or something, I engaged in an activity called deep shadow work. It's basically where you play a song that reminds you of the situation. So for me, I played Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. I had my headphones on. I was sitting down on the floor, and then like I envisioned myself. I closed my eyes. I imagined punching myself again. I imagined the perspective of the other people that were making fun of me. I imagined the perspective of the girl sat next to me. I imagined the perspective of everyone, and I envisioned it. I saw it in broad daylight. I imagined myself crying. I imagined myself burying my head in my hands. And then I went through other songs. I went through, I think, Coldplay, like Fix You. It's like, when you try your best, but you don't succeed. Yeah, that's an emotional one. I went through that song and I was imagining when I was younger, because I used to be very insecure. I'm Indian, by the way, so I have lots of hair. I have a bit of hair on my back, hair on my arms. But I was really insecure about the hair on my body. So when we were in the swimming pool, I would cuff my arms. I would cuff my hands behind my back because I didn't want anyone to see their hairs. I was like 9 years old at the time. And then this led to the future. Like in secondary school, I would always wear just long sleeve shirts. I wouldn't wear the short sleeve ones because I was worried that people would look at my hair and call me like a gorilla boy or something. Or call me something annoying that would make me feel bad. Again, that's that thing, that past experiences shaping the way you are today. But now, like, I don't care about it. It's gone. I've completely changed my identity. But as I'm going back to the music thing, you need to envision yourself in that situation, which was maybe traumatic, maybe past pain, maybe a negative experience. You need to flesh it out from your perspective, their perspective, the other people's perspective. You play that song, you're probably going to cry. I think I cried as well, yeah. You're probably going to cry. And then once that song's over, you basically what you've done there, you've made the subconscious conscious. You've brought back that past pain that was dug into you, and now you're aware of it. Now you can be like, okay, I see you there. I see you. I'm gonna let you go. That's not me anymore. I'm different. That's the past. I can let go of it. And then you just take a big deep breath and you, boom, it's gone. It's the past. It's not me anymore. Because those are the situations which really affect how sociable we are. Those are the situations. Say you got bullied when you were younger. You're more likely to be unconfident in social situations. You got to make the subconscious conscious, because that's the only way you're going to be able to deal with it. And shout out to this guy called Charlie Morgan, by the way, on YouTube. He's the guy that taught me this concept. It's called shadow work, like integration. Maybe search a bit more into it, but we're kind of using it in terms of socializing today. This is meant to be a car as well. I'm really sorry about my drawing, but okay, getting into a bit more lightheartedness. We can also use pain as petrol. So say this is fueled by pain and boom, it can shoot off into the future. We can use pain as petrol and we can use it to motivate us to make change. When I was younger, like I told you, I had no power in some conversations. I didn't know how to stand up for myself sometimes. And that, looking back on that now, that fucking gives me so much fire. That's the reason I've got this YouTube channel talking about socializing, talking about confidence, talking about how to be more articulate, talking about all this stuff, because I've gone through that shit and it feels fucking terrible. It feels terrible. It feels horrible cuffing my hands around my back, like insecure about the hairs. It feels terrible. That's why I wear no t-shirt when I work out all the time. Fuck that stuff in the past. I don't never want to experience that again. It's horrible. I never want to experience it again. So that's why I'm making this channel. Like, I don't want people to experience the pain that I had before. So it drives me. It makes me want to be more sociable. This pain, I use it. Like, I speak to so many people every day now because I'm using this pain as petrol. Now we've gone over the deep stuff. You need to have a massive why. Why do you want to change your social life? So I want you to imagine a boat. This is a very good drawing of a boat as well. This boat is going to set sail to North Korea. It has a reason to set sail. It knows where it's going. If this boat had no direction, it will go all around here. It will waste fuel, it would waste time, and it might even sink and crash into an iceberg. Okay, so where are you going then? Socializing in the social world is such a big area. Sometimes we can get lost in why we actually do it. So why do you want to socialize? Why do you want to transform your social life? Okay, let's put an example. Maybe you want to get into a romantic relationship, or maybe you want to make friends with people that share the same interests. Okay, that's a bit better now. Now you actually know why you want to transform your social life. So now we know where we want to go. We're gonna have two examples, a romantic relationship and friends with people that share some similar interests. Now we know where we want to go. We need to break it down into the daily actions that we need to take in order to get where we want to go. So say we're going to set sail to North Korea. We need to get the sailors on a shift pattern because they can't sail for 24 hours straight. So that's one actionable step. This is stuff we're going to do day to day. We're going to have to also prepare their food as well, because otherwise the sailors will starve. And something else we might have to do is adjust the sail thing so we don't tip over. And all these are daily actions that's going to help us get to North Korea. Maybe later down the line you might need to change your strategy up a bit, maybe get some guns, maybe get a negotiation expert to help with Mr. Kim Jong-un, but we're not going to go into that. So all these actions reinforce the vision. They reinforce the vision / goal. So now we're going to do the same with you. We're going to start with friends with people that share same interests. So first of all, before we even dive into this, we need to understand what these words mean. Friend, interests. What is a friend? A friend is someone you can be unfiltered around. A friend is someone you can talk about your deepest stuff about. A friend is someone that actually cares about you, that asks you questions, is interested in you. That's a friend. Okay, and then interests. What are your interests? Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's working out. Maybe it's training calisthenics. Maybe it's philosophy. Maybe it's art. Maybe it's anything like that. Now we understand that we want to meet people that care about us and we can be unfiltered around. They're also interested in art, let's say. Now we've got that vision, we can think of the daily actions in order to get there. Because when we have a vision, when we have a goal, our actions are so much more valuable because we do the actions for a reason. We do the actions to get towards here. One thing you might need to do is go to 2 social events weekly. And the social events could be to do with art. Another thing you can do is maybe read a book, maybe read 20 pages of a book a day on effective communication. And then another one you can maybe do is cold approach daily. So now we have all these actions. It's going to help us get to the vision. And then what we need to do after that is okay, we need to see why are we doing these actions. So reading a book, why are we actually reading a book? I'll tell you a good quote here. That's a quote from, I think, a psychologist or philosopher called Nietzsche. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. He who has a why can bear almost any how. So why are we doing this? We're doing it so we can get to this vision. So we're reading a book so we can communicate effectively with people and understand people, so we can make friends with them. Going to two social events weekly, art ones, because we enjoy art, because we want to meet people that have similar interests in us, because we like to talk about art. And we do one cold approach daily because at the moment we're a bit scared of talking to strangers. So this is going to help us get exposure therapy. It's going to help us overcome the fear of approaching people. So when we're at the social events, we can make friends easier and then we can fulfill the vision. So I'm going to show you my vision right now. So my vision right now is to help determined people drastically improve their social skills and confidence. So I've got a massive vision. That's why I'm doing these videos. Now, the daily actions I take in order to do this is I do one cold approach to a girl daily. I do one random stranger conversation. I wake up early and I script a video. All these daily actions I do help me get to my vision. So now I'm going to go to each action. I'm going to say why I do it. One cold approach to a girl. If I know how to cold approach girls, I know how to speak to girls better. If I know how to speak to girls better, I can teach other people how to speak to girls better. Also, I've got another vision. I really want to go on dates with hot girls. So that is going to, one cold approach daily is going to increase the output. It's going to increase the chances of me meeting someone that I can go on a date with. Second of all, one random stranger convo. We don't always have to approach girls. We can talk to other people as well. But knowing how to just speak to other people, speak to random people, is such a valuable skill. So this is going to help other people do the same. And it can help other people drastically improve their social skills because I'll be in the flesh and I'll be learning it myself. I'll be like the rat in the lab. Wake up early. Humans are most productive in the morning. So I'm going to do all my scripting work in the morning so that the quality is higher, so I can help people drastically improve it better because they'll be able to understand it better. And script video, I'm focusing on trying to get the best possible education. It might not be the best yet, to get the best possible education so that I can drastically help you, so that you can understand it easier. So now I've got my vision, I've got my daily actions, all I need to do is this, and then the vision is going to come to life. If you're able to actually set goals and have a vision and have actionable steps in order to change your social life, I guarantee you you'll change it so quickly, because when has anyone ever told you to set a goal of getting a girlfriend, or set a goal of improving your skills, your communication skills, so you can get higher up in the workforce, or set a goal so you can make more friends, or set a goal so you can argue less with your mum or something? When you have a goal in mind, when you have a vision with your social life, you're going to achieve it so much quicker, so much quicker. So now we're going to go over to setting new standards. This graph will probably resonate with you a lot. At one point, you're really high up, you're doing really well, you're confident, you're speaking to loads of people, you're energetic, you're charismatic, you're speaking to strangers, you feel like the Wolf of Wall Street, you're walking around with a buzz, and then the next thing, you're down here. You're not meeting up with your friends, you're being a bit isolated, you're staying in your room all day, you're going on screens, you're not actually socializing with people. So what happens is, we get to this point, we feel very proud that we're at this high point. And then once we feel pride, we feel comfort. And when we feel comfort, we slowly start to fall back down to here. And then we get back to our old habits. We get back to our stuff that we shouldn't be doing. Then we get here, we get a bit angry. We feel pain. We feel pain as we're pissed off. We're pissed off we're not going out with our girl. We're pissed off we're not speaking to people. So then we use this pain and then we try to get back up. Then we get to the top. Then it slowly happens again. Sometimes this might be in weeks, in days, in months. But most people go through this cycle. At least I used to go through this cycle. What's happening is we're putting this thing on a pedestal. We're putting like the really sociable moments at a pedestal. So when we get to the top of it, we can't go any further. We get happy with it. We get comfortable, then we come back down. So the way to challenge this is when you reach the ceiling, this is the ceiling, this is the floor. When you reach the ceiling, when you go like this, boom, boom, instead of feeling really happy about it, oh, I'm being so social right now, I'm being so charismatic, I'm being so energetic, you need to try to break through a little bit. And then what you're going to have to do is make this ceiling the new floor. Make this ceiling the new floor. So for example, maybe speaking to one stranger at the moment is your high point. But what I want you to do instead is try to reframe it. So speaking to one stranger at the moment is your low point. And then your high point is maybe 3 strangers. So now one stranger is your low point. It's the bare minimum you should get. It's like one stranger is basically brushing your teeth every day. Everyone brushes their teeth every day, unless you're a bit unless you have a bit of a stinky breath. Everyone brushes your teeth every day. So speaking to one stranger is the bare minimum. And then in the future, once you do this for like a week, you'll get used to your bare minimum. Then you want to seek more. You want to speak to 3 strangers. Then maybe you want to speak to 1 girl, 1 guy. Maybe you want to change it up a bit. So that's the real way to keep growing and to stop going in this up and down cycle. So for me at the moment, one of my daily actions is to do a cold approach. One of them's with 1 girl. So like cold approach a girl I think is attractive. Then one of them was just like a random stranger. So like a person in the shop. Because I think it's good to speak to guys and girls as well. It's not good just to speak to girls. At the moment, my basic standards, so my floor right now is 1 girl and 1 guy. Maybe my ceiling is like 4 girls and 1 guy. At the moment, I'm just sticking with this just to get it consistent. I've been doing it for about a couple of days and it's going really well. And now, soon, I'm gonna up it a bit. When I'm doing this every day, this is gonna be insane. I'm gonna be like the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm gonna be learning so much information so that I can put it into the videos. I used to put speaking to girls at the top. I used to put it as like, oh my God, I need to speak to this girl. It's such a high thing. But now I put it at the bottom. It's like, okay, I'm gonna speak to this girl. Nice. On to the next thing. You're not putting it on a pedestal, you're putting it as a basic standard so that you're going to do it more often. Use these negative emotions when you're at the high points, and this high point will become the new low point, so then you can push up and push up and push up. This was a bit difficult to make sense, so I hope it made sense. So I'm going to go eat my chicken. Bye.